Hey, welcome back. Uriel Zahriel here. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit your notification bell so you know when new videos have been uploaded. Please leave a comment down below if you haven't already. Let us know what you think of the channel, or if there's any concerns or dislikes, or if there's any questions or anything you would like me to cover possibly in a future video, or if there's any things you would like to ask of that are professional nature. Be more than happy to discuss those things with you. Granted, excuse me, if they're more personal in nature, as far as anything consultant-wise as a professional, will probably hit me up on Messenger. I don't like to clog up our the Dark Sorcery comment feeds with our personal junk, but I'm more willing to work with you and help you and consult with you. But anyways, here we go. There seems to be a lot of stuff going on in today's society, and just seems like there's a lot of chaos going on, and a lot of people get confused by that. I see it even as a combat veteran, and a lot of people don't know what to do with that. And I'd like to kind of give you guys let me say some professional advice, even what I use at the clinic, advising other veterans how to deal with some of the nonsense going on. Whether, I'm not here to say I'm for or against anything. I'm just trying to literally give you guys an unbiased help to whatever is troubling you in your life. And quite honestly, chaos is anything that you may not understand or comprehend or agree with outside of you. That, to me, is probably the most simplest way to digress it so everyone could understand what chaos could be. Granted, a perception of that. Now, granted, there could be a very uglier side of that, obviously, that would lead to total death and destruction, and then there's obviously a more slanderous vocal side of that as well. But ultimately, to digress it, it would be anything that we do not understand spiritually, physically, or vocally outside of us, truthfully, that would allow us to be positively digesting a good input or an output for anything constructive. Anything other than that would be absolute chaos. So, some of the things that you could possibly do is honestly meditate, looking within. I think we honestly have discussed this probably on all my videos. I don't think it's something that you can't discuss enough. It's something that most practitioners overlook and don't do enough of as well. However, many people lose sight of getting started in this, and I think I've covered too that it really can be very small steps. You don't have to start out with big blocks of time. It can just be very small minutes of time and broken down very basically. But ultimately, if you find yourself troubled by anything, obviously segregation and abstinence of anything too can also create more chaos, and it can honestly raise more anxiety as well, and withdrawals. These are, again, more things that add on to your, again, perception of chaos. This is things that no one else ever talks about, that I personally love to talk about, because for every action, there's a reaction. For everything there is always a do or a do not. Just as above, so below, as within, so without. I continuously oblige and make myself live my life like this, because that is how you have to flow. If you truly want to flow, you'll grow. It's pretty freaking simple that way. Yet many people lose sight of this. It is rather sad. We tend to break things so into these grand, honestly, the delusions of grandeur is what it is. It really is. We tend to overdo everything, thinking great is better. We tend to think, oh, well, prayer is good, so we develop longer freaking prayers. So, just like with meditation, if a 1 minute meditation is better, 5 hours is even better. No. Just like, it's like this with everything. Everything. I don't understand this. This is why, personally, I strive to be so different. I'm all about, everyone's wanting to go bigger and go home. I'm all about the opposite. I'm wanting to downsize. Let's get more primal and downsize. Let's get back to basics. Because so many people can't even understand basics. If you could do the basics and relearn to do the basics and reestablish your root, as in your root chakra and your roots, and regrow your roots and know you as a person through meditation, looking within, grounding, that's your root. Then you will grow. How do you grow a plant with no roots? Can I ask you that? Any of you? My dad was a farmer, so seeds apply. Like, even still, how do you plant something without a seed? How do you get a baby without a seed? Just being real. Like, really. Has to be grounded. Has to be planted first. In soil, in a womb, in a pod, something. Right? Has to be grounded. As above, so below. As within, so without. You reap what you sow. You guys tracking? Let's get back to basics. So if you're meditating and you're doing that, honestly try grounding. When you get frustrated, over anxiety, full of anxiety, you're sweaty, heart's racing, rapid thoughts, ground yourself. Grant, I get it. Some ways of grounding yourself can be very hard, especially if you're at the mall or if you're with your family at Disneyland or something. You know how you do that? I'll tell you how. It's how I teach veterans. Quite seriously. I don't know why my nose is so itchy today. But anyways, we carry rocks. And I could make a video all about the metaphysical side and power and energy about rocks. This happens to be a raw carnelian rock. I like carnelian. But that's not what this video is about. This is about grounding. But as far as veterans, and if you're not already, doesn't matter if you're a veteran or not. If you are, I thank you for your service and dedication to our country. But if you're not, I ask you, start carrying a rock. This will never let you down. Just a simple rock. And if you don't have one, as you're walking across a parking lot, you can pick one up. It can just be a piece of gravel. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a special rock, unless you want it to be. But it becomes an anchor point to ground, a focus point. Why I say this? Because when you're in a mall or Disneyland or something, obviously you can't, not everyone can ground like your typical people that are like into yoga and meditation and obviously seasoned occult practitioners. Many of us like to take off our shoes, put a little damp water on our feet, walk on the ground, out in the grass, such, and actually meditate, send our energy into the ground, reabsorb our energy, from the ground and such like that. Actual grounding exercises. That's actual real grounding. But many people can't do that. Or if you're one of those that are still learning to do that, or if you're in a public place such as a mall or Disneyland or wherever you're at, or your workplace, or like literally at your desk, that's the importance of a rock. This becomes your grass, your ground, your earth. Granted, you can't walk on it, but you can put in your hand, you can rub it, you can send forth your energy into it and ground. Send out all that bad vibes, anxiety out of you, so you can get grounded, so you can have peace. Also, can give you mental clarity, can help you focus, especially if you have anxiety issues. How does a rock do that? Because honestly, as a veteran, I know I'm kind of probably pushing the boundaries because being this Dark Sorcery and I'm going into veteran kind of stuff too, but quite honestly, when you're at the mall and you are feeling like you're getting rushed by people, an onslaught of the crowd, a lot of people get a lot of anxiety that way. The mobs, you can have your rock, take it out of your pocket, or put your hand in the pocket. It doesn't matter. You can start rubbing it. It takes your mind somewhere else. It allows you to focus on something else. But when you're in that moment too, you can mentally focus through that crowd and mentally focus like a portal, and literally once you get there, find a new focus point and focus on that till you get there, until you're out of that situation. But there again, quite honestly, the occult is the same way. It's all about introspection and intuition. So many people here lately I've been noticing say that that's really kind of bullshit. Well, I disagree, because quite honestly, this, a rock, honestly, placebo. This, placebo. It's in the mind, it's in the heart. What you say is power. There's vibrations to every sound. Everything you say utters a vibration. There lies a power. Even a thought, technically, has a power. The power is in you. That is why you have to take that time to look within you and know it and learn it. Focus it. This is the point of learning to meditate and ground. Just like my dad, he was a farmer, quite well known farmer as well. He used to grow herbal teas for Lipton seasonings and Celestial seasonings and all them big tea brand names, quite honestly. And he was a very, very deep spiritual man, and he would always talk about seeds. And in order to have growth, you have to sit there and have a seed within soil. You have to sit there and be able to plant, have a ground. You have to be able to have a base, a root. If you don't have a ground, you don't have a base, you don't have a root, you don't have anything like that, a foundation, you have nothing. Absolutely nothing. But then again, like the seed, it had to start within before it had to sprout. See what I'm saying? You have to get inside of you and let it out and develop a root. Know you. Take the time to look within instead of looking for validation left and right of your peers or a book. The validation is in you. You just simply have to do it and be obedient and apply it to your life. You don't have to sit there and be a keyboard warrior and type all these crazy freaking acceptance letters of rite of passages of who you're seeking and knowing and stuff. Just be you. Just be you. The real occult is truly secretive in the occult. It's not on Facebook, and it sure as hell ain't on TikTok or Instagram, and for that matter, it's not even honestly on YouTube. It's all behind closed doors. You want to get to the next level, you have to go privately within you. So I ask you, are you willing to find it? Because it's there. It truly is there. But so few truly find it. They brag that they do, but they don't. Because they would honestly reflect it. And it would show. Because you don't sit there and just gloat in it. You don't show it off. That's why my channel, my stuff is so flippin' different. And I stay that way. Those of you that are close to me and within the circle of the know, you know how I roll. And I will forever be that way. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. It needs to be that way. It's that way, and it's been that way for millions of years, for reasons. I don't understand why our society all of a sudden thinks that our craft, our beliefs, I honestly see it as a master mason, I honestly see it within our own Masonic fraternities, that now it's so suddenly a thing that everyone, there's Masons releasing secret knowledge on the web now. Like it's a thing. Like everyone has to be a somebody, something secretive. And it's never been about that. Never. So I'm telling you, not as an anybody, but be you. But when you be you, be true to you. That you truly must do. You owe it to yourself. Don't look left and right anymore. Seriously. Take the time. Look inside of you. If you truly are called, you will know. I don't operate either as a freaking telephone. Some of you really truly get it, but I do not mind answering questions. I love answering questions. I love shedding knowledge and light or darkness into certain aspects of whatever you seek to know. However, there's a very, 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 very small minute of you. Unfortunately, they're foreigners. But they contact me usually through Messenger, seeking, they think for some reason to become a Luciferian, that they're going to instantaneously become rich, and that I'm the only person in the world that can hook them up with Lucifer and being a member of the one and only Luciferian anything. Or they want me to patch them through to become an instant Mason. If you do that, keep in mind, I may entertain and play with you a few messages to see truly to ascertain what's up. But if you truly thinking along those lines, I will block you. I give two shits or fucks who you are. Because we don't operate that way. And if Lucifer really, really had any intentions of truly calling you, by all means, you would know it. You wouldn't need my help. You would need my help maybe to fine-tune your practice, but not to develop your practice. That is on you. Facts, Jack. Think about that. Your practice is your practice. It calls to you. I don't create a practice and make it call to you. Otherwise, what are you practicing? Meditate. Ground yourself. Know you. Your practice, if you look at your, has the word you in it. You have to do the work. You have to do the research. You have to do the meditation. You have to do the grounding. You have to do the path working. You have to do everything. I can recommend different aspects for you to try, not command you to do shit. Anything I do are mere recommendations. It is your path. It is your destiny, not mine. Keep that in mind and develop that into your new reality and your new perception of facts, because that is an absolute truth of real reality and truth. But anyways, I hope this helps a little bit, and you guys keep this in mind. Take some time. Know you. Don't forget. Keep a rock on you. It can help you out of a tight spot in a crowd. Help you keep focus. Help you ground whenever you're out and about. And also, can also just shed an awful, give you a good vibe. I like to also think good vibes attract good tribes as well. I haven't seen that go wrong. Because whatever you're vibing and putting out, you tend to attract. So, if you put out good vibes, you're bound to attract good things. If you attract out shit, guess what? Stinky Pinky truck might come and pick you up. Just saying. If you live in the South, that's what we have, Stinky Pinky trucks. But, just saying. Little humor. Anyways, hope you guys have an awesome day. Stay blessed, stay meditating, stay grounded, and applying new perceptions to your reality and living your life out there. And hopefully this helped. Have a blessed day, beasties.